Welcome. We're diving deep into the cultural and historical nuances between the Tsonga and Shangaan peoples of southern Africa. The terms Tsonga and Shangaan are often used interchangeably, but there are significant historical and cultural distinctions between them. Let's explore who they are, where they come from, and how they're different yet interconnected. Tsonga people have a rich history that predates the establishment of modern states such as South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Eswatini. Historically, the Tsonga people occupied a vast region across southern Africa. When colonial powers established borders in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, these artificial boundaries divided the Tsonga people's traditional lands. Consequently, the Tsonga communities were split across different nations, but their cultural and historical identity remained intact. Borders were imposed on Tsonga people, dividing their lands across South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Eswatini. Historically, Tsonga communities stretched from St. Lucia Bay in northern KwaZulu-Natal up to the Upper Save River in Mozambique, covering parts of Swaziland, now Eswatini, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Kruger National Park, and southeastern Zimbabwe. In Mozambique, the Tsonga people are an ethnic group primarily found in the southern provinces of Maputo, Gaza, and Inhambane. In South Africa, the Tsonga are native to the northeastern region, primarily in Limpopo and Mpumalanga, where they are also the rightful custodians of the Kruger National Park. They are also native to northern KwaZulu-Natal, being one of the first groups to settle in what was previously known as Maputaland and Amathongaland under the Tembe, though their language has largely been lost due to forced assimilation and annexation by the British into Natal. Additionally, a significant number of Tsonga people have settled in Gauteng, attracted by economic opportunities. In Zimbabwe, the Tsonga people are primarily found in the southeastern part of the country, particularly in areas such as Chipinge and Chiredzi, near the border with Mozambique and South Africa. In Zimbabwe, the language spoken by the Tsonga people, specifically the Hlengwe Tsonga dialect, has often been misclassified as Shangaan. This misclassification stems from historical and administrative simplifications during the colonial period and has persisted over time. They are also found in small numbers in Eswatini. There is a strong relationship and connection between the Swazi and Tsonga people, with the Dlamini royal line having lived near Delagoa Bay and being related to the Tembe in present-day Maputo. Additionally, many Tsonga clans are part of the Swazi community. Tsonga people speak Tsonga, a southern Bantu language, and share a rich history that dates back centuries. Originally, the Tsonga were made up of various clans like the Hlengwe, Ronga, Dzonga, among others, each with its own distinct cultural practices but united linguistically and culturally over time. These groups were living in the region long before the term Shangaan came into play. They have a rich history that predates the arrival of the Shangaan, with different clans and subgroups forming a diverse cultural mosaic. Now let's talk about the Shangaan. They are a subgroup within the Tsonga, named after Soshangani, a Nguni general from the Ndwandwe tribe. Originally speaking the Isilala language, a Nguni dialect which they lost over time, Soshangani was born around 1780 in modern-day Kwanangoma, KwaZulu, to Zikode Kagasa, a chief of the junior branch, Ikolo, of the Ndwandwe. The Gasai occupied the Mkhuze region around the Echeneni Mountain, Ghost Mountain, while the senior house under Zwide lived in Magudu near the Pongola Valley. During the early 19th century, amidst the Memphakani, a period of intense conflict and migration, Soshangani founded the Gaza Empire in what is now southern Mozambique, following the defeat and disintegration of the Ndwandwe by Shaka, the Zulu king. The Shangaan people initially were those who followed Soshangani, adopting some Nguni customs and language elements. After the fall of the Gaza Empire in 1895 to the Portuguese, Mdongazwe Kamzila Nhunghunyana Shumalo, the last emperor of Gaza, was defeated by the Portuguese and exiled to the Azores Islands. Many Shangaan then migrated southward and eastward to what is now South Africa, where they intermingled with existing Tsonga communities. But what sets them apart culturally? While both Tsonga and Shangaan share the Tsonga language, the Shangaan brought in some Nguni influences, especially in their vocabulary and certain cultural practices. For instance, traditional dances like the Machongolo and Zibalani are celebrated by both, but with slight variations in performance and attire. The identity of Shangaan can be contentious. For some Tsonga who were never part of Soshangani's followers, being labeled Shangaan might feel like an erasure of their distinct tribal identity or even carry a derogatory connotation due to historical subjugation. This is why in modern South Africa, you'll often hear Tsonga used more broadly in official contexts, while Shangaan might be used in a more cultural or familial context. In summary, Tsonga refers to a broader ethnic group and language spoken across South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and Eswatini, whereas Shangaan is a subgroup within the Tsonga, originating from the followers of Soshangani, a Nguni leader who established a kingdom in the early 19th century in what is now Mozambique. Thus, Shangaan people have cultural and historical distinctions, including Nguni influences, while sharing the Tsonga language. Today, both groups celebrate their heritage through vibrant cultural festivals, music like Tsonga disco and Shangaan electro, and traditional attire. The Tsonga people have maintained their identity through these cultural expressions, even as they've integrated and influenced each other over time. Understanding these differences isn't just about history, it's about respect for the diverse identities within Africa. Remember, while all Shangaan are Tsonga due to historical assimilation, not all Tsonga are Shangaan. In fact, majority of Tsonga people are not Shangaan. If you enjoyed learning about the Tsonga and Shangaan, give this video a like, subscribe for more cultural explorations, and share your thoughts or any questions in the comments below. Let's keep celebrating the rich tapestry of human culture together. Thanks for watching.